Mellow Cups, you ready? You ready to get some marshmallows here in the processing factory? Okay, so this one is going to be semi for you, but I'm going to let it ripple for a little bit while I let Ben Eater open it up for me about the zero Noah space in the hydrogen gambit, because I don't know if it's coming from a battery. I don't know if you got it in some charger for your cell phone, or if you're hooked up to a power source, because they all have different wave functions, but inside of the limit, inside of what is radio or EM, which is ultraviolet, you're going to say that that's a higher frequency. It's got to work it all there. It's the last of the first of things while doping the periodic table here on highs and lows without difference in elements. We know it's copper. Less is more, more is less. Um, when we get into this, sure. Um, So really cool. But obviously, over here is certainly Ben Eater becoming it. You got other border players out there as far as working the twin Pensrow twister theory on what the books are, coming in here to that type of Klein bottle mechanics, climbing the ladder, playing the game, getting the breadboard scal worked out, because there's other computers, but this one is a geometry that is a size that is appropriate for what type of version of Pensrow you do, if that makes sense to you. But seriously, it's A delta B, which could be Schrodinger's bracket, you'd argue. What is it? Bracket wave function greater than, as the IH is derivative high and low, derivative x squared, derivative, because that's going to give you your trident, right? Your high, low, and neutral on three-phase motor with four wires, about which operating number you cut off to. There's some computer terminals up in there, and the floor schematics, some saw operation stuff. So you're not just a thermaler. You are a Riemann sphere. Let's see if we can actually get the one here. Where is it? Should have been one of them. I had the Riemann sphere in here. Oh, I only have it in there. Well, anyways, there's one missing in there. Oh, well, that'll do. About what Ben Eater's going to say.
I want to get BASIC running on my homemade 6502 based breadboard computer. And conveniently, there's this GitHub repository with Microsoft BASIC for the 6502. It says it can generate 9 different versions of Microsoft BASIC for different 6502 based computers. Unfortunately, none of these are the computer I built, so we'll need to see what it'll take to adapt this to work on my computer. We'll start by cloning the repo. There we go, and basically the only thing the documentation really says is that we run make.sh to generate all the different versions of BASIC. So I guess that generated everything. And to see what it's doing, let's take a look at that make script. So it says if there's no temp directory, then it makes a temp directory. And then it iterates through all the different versions, basically setting this variable I to each of these strings.
No.
Then for each one, it echoes I, which I guess is what it was doing here, as it's printing each one out.
So at any rate.
And for each one, it runs the assembler and the link